Welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, where of course it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto, and today we're going to get into the latest health reports surrounding Dusan Vlahovic. That's right, there's been a status change there. We're going to get into it. We're also going to talk about the latest in the Mercado rumblings surrounding Kostic, Di Maria, and Paul Pogba to Juventus. And last but certainly not least, Juventus within a couple of weeks is going to have a big decision to make at the center back role, and we're going to get into that as well. Let's go. All right, Juventini, before we get to the news, friendly reminder to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is your one-stop shop for everything Juventus. Now, let's go. Dusan Vlahovic, we have a health report coming out today, basically, in terms of his status. And you know it's bad in terms of injuries this season when you're getting them in the offseason. So Vlahovic, apparently his vacation is going to be delayed as he is suffering from a sports hernia and is going to need 3 to 4 weeks of therapy. Basically puts him at early July for being okay and healed from it. And then, of course, we know that the season, Serie A campaign 2022-23, is going to kick off mid-August. So should be fine for the start of it. Shouldn't be any issues. But there you have it. He's going to be dealing with that sports hernia as of now. Best of luck and speedy recovery to Dusan Vlahovic. Is going to be critical next season, and we want to get him and himself firing on all cylinders right out of the gate, especially since we will be waiting for Chiesa to return still. So there's the latest on Dusan Vlahovic. Now let's get to the Mercado rumblings. Molina. Talks between Juventus and Udinese continue. The valuation of the player continues, and it is said that Udinese likes Ranocchia and would like to have him as part of some deal, but Juventus, they have every intention on keeping Ranocchia. So, of course, these talks will just continue, and we will just wait to see what happens. I know a lot of Juventini are hyped up and pumped on Molina, but we have to just wait and see. And this brings us to our next reports. Yesterday, we heard about a U-turn that Juventus made on De Sciglio and Pellegrini. It was reported that De Sciglio is not going to be renewed and that he is going to be let go. And then on the flip side, it was reported that rather than Pellegrini being sent off, he was going to stay with the team. I reached out to a friend of All Juve Cast, Mirko Di Natale, who is a very credible source surrounding Juventus, and he told me that De Sciglio, he has heard nothing in either direction. Basically, nothing on the renewal anymore and nothing on letting him walk. That tells me that Juventus is probably waiting for these discussions in terms of Molina and possibly maybe some other targets to see what's going to happen before committing anything to De Sciglio. So that's all of that tells me, and that makes perfect sense. In terms of Pellegrini, Mirko Di Natale told me that if an offer should come in and Juventus considers it good, that player could move. That basically shows me that Sandro is sticking around and they can't do anything with him, and they're not willing to buy out that contract. They're probably going to buy out Ramsey, and that's going to be the only one they buy out. So Pellegrini could go if an offer comes in. Otherwise, he sticks around. That also tells me that they probably need him to move if they're going to go after a Udogi or Windal or somebody. So maybe we don't get a left back target. Who knows? We have to wait and see. Now let's get to Kostic, Di Maria, and Paul Pogba. Kostic apparently being reported today that he's very close to a move to Juventus at 15 million euros. This has had mixed reports from Juventini, mixed feelings, from Juventini in terms of Kostic, but in 170 appearances since 2018-2019, Kostic has put up about 96 goals and assists. So his numbers are actually pretty good, and that's considering he's been moved around positionally. So decent numbers for a guy. Obviously, everyone's going to factor in league and everything and all those other outliers, but his numbers aren't bad. He has been an option for several weeks now for Juventus. Is being reported that's close at 15 million euros. Again, though, that's sky, so you got to take it with a grain of salt, okay? Now let's get to Di Maria. Di Maria could be closed later on this week, as tomorrow is a meeting, and apparently the meeting is set with every intention of sealing the deal from Juventus' side. It is being reported now back at the original number of 7 million euros, which is great because we started to hear reports that Di Maria was wanting 9.5, possibly an option for a second year. Right now, it's being laid out that there is nothing for a second year. It is strictly 1 year, 7 million euros. He is just trying to play in Europe and get to that World Cup. So there you have it. That's the latest on Di Maria, possibly closed later this week. Now, Paul Pogba. These were the two everybody was waiting for after a lot of hype, especially put out by Fabiana Della Valle. The first that was to report Vlahovic coming to Juventus. She was saying that these deals are basically done and going to be reported very, very soon. That wasn't the case. It's been a lot of time since, but they were working out figures and terms and everything. And now Pogba, the deal apparently is close. Romeo Gresti coming out today saying that a credible and reliable source close to him basically saying that that deal is very, very close for Paul Pogba's return. So there you have it. Maybe later this week, we get Di Maria and Pogba announced. Last, certainly not least, it is being reported that Atalanta are not going to take the option on Merih Demiral. The date is June 15th. That's the deadline for them to take that option on him. But it's being reported that Atalanta don't like his resale value, and that's going to be the reason that they send him back to Juventus. So Juventus is going to have to make a decision on basically keeping Merih Demiral around or selling him. Of course, I want to know what all of you think, Juventini, in terms of Merih Demiral. Would you keep him at Juventus or would you sell him? For me, this is my 2 cents on this thing. Merih Demiral will be under contract with Juventus until 2024. Okay, so for me, it gives you one less area that you have to worry about. The salary is absolutely fine. And I remember how he partnered with De Ligt, and it was actually very, very good. I would have no problem keeping him around. The resale value, that doesn't worry me at all, because if he goes into his last year of a contract, all we have to get is 4 million to break even at that point because of the prorated duration of his contract, which means even if you sell him at 15, 20 million, you're making 16 million in capitals for the sale. And that's actually pretty good if his resale value isn't going to boost. So for me, you keep him around. And if he has a strong season next to Matthias de Ligt, then that resale value could shoot up and you could make even more on a capital, or maybe you just keep the player around. Who knows? But for me, you don't make that move. But again, I just lay it all out for you to play it out. So let me know what you think in the comment section, Juventini. Let me know what you think about all the news surrounding Juventus right now in the comment section. I can't wait to mix it up with all of you. And again, we'll probably do another live later on this week. And I think we have a very, very special guest that you're all going to like. So make sure you stay tuned for that. As always, till next time, fino alla fine, Forza Juve. Ciao.